All right, guys. My name's Keaton Chase. Just a quick introduction since this is the first one that I've ever done. I'm from the Idaho Falls area. Well, I've lived here for about 10 years, originally from Florida, though. Out here going through school again. I started, graduated in 2014, and now I'm back doing it again after doing some work. Figured out I want to do some other things in my life. That's kind of me in a nutshell. Married, kid on the way. Just working to support my family. Love it out here in Idaho. Be out here for a while. So just a quick little introduction of myself. Uh, I was given the topic for residential real estate. A little cheat sheet here. Uh, as far as residential goes, it's any kind of property that's zoned for living. So something that you can inhabit as far as living goes. You can have homes, apartments, a trailer park, a condo, townhomes, a co-op. So people who all live in the same building, but they all own it. So kind of all doing it all together. You have single family homes, multi-family homes. You have detached, semi-detached homes, even to houseboats. So there's a lot of different options that are given to us as far as residential goes. But again, with residential, it has to be zoned for living. It can't be commercially zoned for business or things like that. But it has to be zoned for living. With apartments, just I guess a cool little fact: it has to have fewer than 5 units for it to be a residential real estate. If not, you're going to be in a commercial area, probably taxed with a commercial tax. Maybe some more zoning laws that might come in effect. But if you want to have a residential apartment, it does have to have fewer than 5 units. Uh, just real quick, some of the zoning laws. And some of the zoning laws tell you, well, you can only have so many homes in a certain area. They have noise laws in the different zoning that incorporate, I guess, in the different zoning laws. If animals are allowed, if you can run businesses out of your home, property lines, different things like that. So there are some different laws that have to be followed with zoning and what you have. Kind of just quick little thing that I found, well, to me, kind of interesting for residential mortgages. One, it can't exceed 40% of your gross income. And then, of course, you have negotiable down payments. You have 50 or 15 to 50-year mortgages, depending on what you want, what the bank will give you, or what your mortgage lender will give you. A few options there. Commercial doesn't really have that many options. A lot of them are 10-year mortgage as far as what I could see, what I could find. So you have a little bit more financial flexibility with residential mortgages. And then residential mortgages, you can also pay off early. You can pay off early without being fined. Commercial properties, there tends to be some fines that are accrued with paying the principal off early. So in my area, as I said earlier, I am in the Idaho Falls area. I found just a quick search is roughly 500 homes. I looked at a few different realtor places, just for instance, like Zillow, Trulia. There, we have a couple realtor friends that I've talked to a little bit here and there, and yeah, it's roughly about 500 homes. That includes homes that are ready to be sold, property that's ready to be sold to be developed, and some of that's kind of out in the country. Some of it is in subdivisions that are starting to be built, which I'll talk about here in just a little bit. Homes on the auction might need to be remodeled. Pretty low cost. What I could find, somewhere in the range of 50 to 70,000 as far as those homes on the auction. There's some land on the auction for like 20 grand. Kind of a little bit of an average. Um, and then you have your standard by owners, and then your realtor sales. Um, a lot of the homes that I was kind of finding where there's a range of, well, it's roughly like 150 to 210, somewhere right in there. That seemed to be the going price in my area, at least. And of course, that ranges different bedroom sizes, different I guess different home sizes, different bedroom numbers and bathrooms. 3.2, 5.3, things like that. So there's a pretty wide range. There were a couple, $500,000 houses, $2 million houses, pretty far in between, far and few in between, as far as my area goes. But roughly about 500 houses, between 170 or 150, 210, somewhere right in there. In my area, so there are a lot of older homes that have been remodeled. Not They don't look super great, but people have put time, energy, money, probably some in the range of $40,000 to $60,000 into the home, and that seems to be a pretty going trend right now, where people are doing that and then trying to flip them. But on the other side of there, uh, in my area and the neighboring areas, there's a lot of new building, new growth, where land is being kind of taken over by residential building companies. Like Rockwell is one of them. That's just one off the top of my head. They've there's a ton of building going on right now. More so on the smaller end, maybe more like a 3-bedroom or a 4-bedroom with like 2 or 3 bathrooms with an unfinished basement. And those prices, they're like 170 to 200, but there's a ton of them going up. They're kind of your standard cookie cutter homes, where a lot of them all look the same. Yeah, you maybe have like 5 different layouts that the company gives you. Of course, you can choose somewhat of your own colors. They give you some options doing that. But that is a lot of what is going on in my area as far as the new things, or what we can do, furthering the residential real estate. It's basically building a new home, a modern home, but kind of smaller. They're not huge homes. I haven't seen too many with 5+ bedrooms, or more than 5 or more than 4 bathrooms, unless you're taking that basement and you finish it yourself and you add a bathroom or 2 or a bedroom or 2, or another living quarters down there. But that's as far as my area goes. Something, I guess, kind of unique to residential homes myself. I actually own my own house. I rent it out, and then I also manage 2 other residential properties. Not super big properties or anything like that, but I am kind of tied into it, and I get to see a lot of different homes coming about. As I was talking about earlier, a lot of older homes are being renovated and kind of trying to get them on a quick sell, and then just put a few $10,000 into it, sell it. I kind of fell into that. Somebody bought my house. I think they put like 50 grand into it, and I bought it and I lived in it for, I don't know, like 6 to 8 months, and then decided to rent it out. And a lot of these older homes that are being renovated, kind of happening at least where my home's at. Older homes, the older generation. I believe in my area where my house is at, probably the average age is like between 50 and 60, somewhere right in there. Definitely, I was the youngest one living over there. And the other 2 homes that I manage, they're residential homes, but they're right off of a farm. And we used to have farm people that lived in there, farm workers, but we decided to take them off of the farm and let people rent them out. Rental prices, man, they're like in the range of $600 to like $1,200, somewhere right in there. And that's for like a four bedroom house. So it's pretty expensive right now to rent. I also know that prices are going up to buy housing too. I had a friend who recently bought a house, costing about $200,000, and has the unfinished basement, like I was talking about earlier. It's got 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. I bought my house just in the last year, and it's got 3 bedrooms, a finished basement, 2 bathrooms, and I bought it for 116. So prices are definitely jumping up. Um, so it's kind of hard to say if it's good to buy right now. For me, I like having renters. They pay my mortgage, make a little bit of extra cash on the side. That's just a few things about residential real estate. There's quite a bit of it. Idaho Falls isn't a super huge place by any means, but there's quite a few homes ready to be bought, and there are, as I mentioned, some different laws, some different regulations, a lot of different things that would mean residential, as far as like condos or a trailer, or a couple things I looked at even said maybe a tent could count, or even a boat, or a houseboat, I guess is the term to use. That's kind of residential real estate in a nutshell. Hopefully this kind of helps. And there we go.